Just want to let you lot know that if you're watching this clip on the Fozcast YouTube channel, the full episode is now available to watch exclusively on Spotify, and it's free. Come on.
So we're going to dive straight in, and a good example to start is Eric Cantona.
Yes.
So Eric Cantona, 1992, 1.2 million, right? The thing about Eric Cantona, that wasn't an insignificant amount of money back then in 92, but he had won the league the year before with Leeds. So he was a current league champion the year before the Premier League started, and he was a current French international. So this is what I'm saying. That is a bargain.
Right, choose. First of all, right, 1992 was 32 years ago.
Wow. I was 10 years old.
It's 32 years ago. That's not fair.
32
No, it's not fair.
years ago.
Oh, I feel so old.
You are.
That's not fair.
I always forget that I'm 42. I think I'm like 30 still. Clearly not. But
Oh, this is scary.
32 years ago,
yeah, that's
1.2 million.
That's phenomenal. I think back in the day, some of the I think you got some of the most weird and wonderful transfers back in the day because players like wanted to play for the big teams, and it's almost like some clubs didn't really understand the worth of players. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Like,
I know exactly what you mean.
It's like I almost get the feeling like some players, like a Cantona, could go to Leeds and go, right, I want to go, and the club would just go, all right, yeah, cool. Where do you want to go? Man United. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm going to go Man United. Right, we'll just get a bit of money for you. It's fine. Whereas nowadays, I think if a big player goes to a club and goes, I want to go, they're going, yeah, good, and that's 100 mil.
But league champions and that Leeds Man United, that is a big rivalry as well.
Massive rivalry.
Why was it so cheap?
I think
There must be a reason behind it.
Wasn't he just a naughty boy?
But he
won them the league.
He did win them the league. Sheffield Wednesday, Leeds, Manchester United, and everybody knew through the Sheffield Wednesday years that he had a little bit of a nasty streak to him. I think the reason why they sold him was exactly for that. They knew that he was a bit of a loose cannon, he was a bit of a rogue now and then. And signing for Manchester United for Sir Alex Ferguson, I think everybody thought that he was probably the one guy that could tame him a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could control him, could make him work in a team, work as part of a system. And I think when he's joined that Man United team with a bunch of other kind of like-minded people, your Roy Keanes and that kind of guys, I think
he was still misbehaved.
Exactly, yeah. But I think he's fell in line. Do you know what I mean? I think he's fell in line, and everybody knows.
That's what they
King
said.
Cantona.
That's what they say about Gaza, wasn't it? They said they should have signed for Sir Alex.
Oh, if he'd have signed, like that's what I mean. You need. There's a lot of players, probably, isn't there? You could look down the line. This probably could be another top 10 list. What could have been?
What could have been
What could have been players?
Like
and don't get me wrong, Gaza had a fantastic career, but still,
he could have been a lot.
He could have done so much more, couldn't he?
Totally.
Okay, then right. So one other thing about Cantona, we're gonna have to put a lot of people on the maybe list because guys don't know the extent of the list. So let's put Cantona on the maybe list. This surprised me when researching. How old was Cantona when he actually retired?
Oh, he was only 32, wasn't he?
30.
Wow.
30.
30.
Did you, right, there's a letter.
Did not know
Go and
that.
search this up, guys. Actually, we'll get it and we'll put it on screen now. There's a letter that Alex Ferguson wrote Eric Cantona when he left Manchester United. So he announced that he's retiring. It was a big shock to everybody. It really was a massive shock to Sir Alex Ferguson, because I get the impression that Sir Alex Ferguson absolutely loved Eric Cantona. It was actually the season before Manchester United went on to win the treble. So it was the season before that he retired. And it must have hurt Alex Ferguson quite a lot. He wrote him this letter, and it's a lovely letter, basically explaining how the off-season's gone, how pre-season went. They'd just signed Teddy Sheringham. He in the letter actually writes that Teddy's been finding it a little bit difficult, at the beginning of his Man United career to find the back of the net. It's not quite working out just yet, but he's sure that it's going to turn around. They obviously went on and won the treble that year. But he offers him, the chance to come back to United. You're more than welcome to come back whenever you want. There's always going to be a seat for you at the canteen, in my manager's office. There's always going to be something there for you, and it'd be lovely to see you again. You can really, it's like, that's so classy. Do you know what I mean? You don't get that sort of stuff nowadays.
Really
it's lovely.
Not many people get that when they go out of United under Fergie, do they?
Gosh, no.
Okay, so he's on the list. Next one of your lot, Tubesy boy. Cesar Azpilicueta.
Azpilicueta, we just call him Dave.
So we're talking...
What was it, 6 mil?
6.5 mil, 7 mil?
6.5, 7 mil from Marseille, was it?
Marseille.
And I think the important thing to remember here is this was in the height of the Abramovich years where
all the money was...
they were signing players for 30, 40, 50 mil and whatever.
508 Chelsea appearances for Azpilicueta, club captain. How incredible is it that I don't care how much you've been bought for, right? If you go on to make 500 appearances for that football club, you are doing something right. You are living your life right. Yeah. You are professional. You are reliable. You're consistent. That is some going, isn't it?
Well, he was a true professional when he, like you said, I think he did everything right. He was respected by everyone at the club. And 508 appearances for, what was it, 6.5 mil?
Yeah.
In that era where we're splashing cash right, left and centre,
exactly.
is ridiculous. So that is one hell of a bargain.
But
it upset me about Dave, as we call him at Chelsea, because the last couple of seasons, I hate it when a player's been that good and you can sort of see it, they lose the sort of pace.
Start to drop off.
It's a bit like Ivanovic.
I loved Ivanovic.
I loved him, but he was Ivanovic. Like the sort of drop off. Like
his legs went.
Just leave, or just go like be a coach or something like. Yeah. But Azpilicueta, absolute legend. Legend
Chelsea basically paid about £1 million every 100 games. It's ridiculous. Like, there's so many players get bought for. I see transfers nowadays for like 40 mil, 30, 40 mil, and you're talking young lads who might have only played 20 games in their career. Who is it that Newcastle have just agreed to sign from Chelsea? Was on loan last season. Is it Lewis Hall? Lewis Hall, 30 odd million quid, right? And this is no disrespect to Lewis Hall. I'm sure he's going to go on to be a fantastic player. But this is what it is nowadays in the Premier League. Players are going for so much money based on just pure potential, just what might possibly be.
Well, look at what Chelsea have done this
exactly
season.
The Chelsea have got a team full of them,
they've
haven't
signed
they?
players on potential. That's
pure potential. And I think back in the day, I think when we're talking about some of these transfers, the 2000s, the 90s, these transfers, they were never really done on potential, were they? It was always you were signing a player because you know what they can do. Yeah. It's been proven on the pitch.
But going back to Lewis Hall, that's one player Chelsea should have kept, by the way.
Yeah,
because I think what you just said, he's going to have one hell of a career. Yeah,
for sure.
Gutted about that.
Okay, let's.
What are we doing with Azpilicueta, by the way? Can we put him in the?
He's got to be
in the maybes.
In the definitely maybes.
So it's Cantona and Dave.
It's going to be a longer list because it's going to be hard.
Can you just write? Are you right, Cesar?
Right. So
Cesar,
I've got one here,
Dave
which is more modern-ish. David Silva, 24 million, Valencia to Man City. I think that's an honourable mention because it was a lot of money and he was a big name.
We're talking about bargains here. We're talking about Premier League bargains.
Still a bargain.
Right? And it is a bargain because, again, have you got the stats in front of you there about how many appearances he made for Man City? But he was part of that sort of nearly original Man City crew, wasn't he?
Wasn't he Pep's first signing?
Oh, he might have been.
I think David Silva was Pep's first signing. And I got to disagree with you boys here, which is not something I don't do a lot. I think he's got to be, not an honourable mention. That is a bargain.
I thought he was going to say no then. I thought
no.
I thought he was rubbish. That's what I thought he was going to say.
436
Man City appearances.
For 25 mil.
Oh, gosh.
I don't think that's an honourable mention at all. I think that's a definite maybe.
Okay.
Or that's David Silva we're talking about.
I'm going to put that in between.
You don't have to. You two are the bosses
I'm going to put
here.
it
I'm your
in
guest.
and maybe, but I'm with you because anytime you talk to anybody that has played for Man City during that era,
the best player.
They always talk about David Silva.
And you speak to any opposition player, the best
David
player.
Silva.
And that's 25 mil.
Yeah, that's really good,
I know it's back then and all that, but that's, for me, mate. That is a bargain.
I am with you without a shadow of a doubt. We did a podcast with Joe Hart, didn't we? And he said, look, right, listen, he said, look on paper about what David Silva is, yeah? Look on paper. He says, he hasn't got any pace. He's not powerful.
Not strong.
He's not strong. He's not a natural finisher. He's got 1 foot. But he's the best player on the pitch. And we're like, yeah, he is.
That's why football's different to a lot of sports.
That's exactly what it is, isn't it? It's all in his head. And he just saw the game differently to everybody else.
A ridiculous football player.
Yeah, so he's in the, probably in.
Do you know what the ones?
Pile.
Okay, cool. Thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed this clip of the Fozcast. If you would like to watch the full episode, it is now available exclusively on Spotify for free.